Wash our hands often to our elbows. These are the things we know. We know. If people want to wear a mask, that is okay. These are the things we know. To prevent you from speaking moistly. Speaking moistly.
Welcome to Free Cheese!
Oh, I thought we were going to pretend we were listening to music as we came in.
I can fix it in post.
Don't you fucking say that anymore.
No,
you said that 19 times.
No, when you count down, you're not supposed to say the last number, just in case it gets caught in the final audio. You want 3, 2.
I assumed after the countdown we would then
fill in the blanks.
I thought we would video simulate ourselves, jamming out to the music and then come out from that.
Oh, I see.
So,
well, what if the theme song ends up being some dour funeral,
is that the
song?
Is that the plan? We're allowed to decide what the theme song is, right? We can pick what we want it to be. Are you going to pick a dour funeral song? Is that
I
the
could
plan?
do, because we weren't dancing at the beginning.
Are you going to pick a Goo Goo Dolls song for this fucking thing? Do you have some sort of dour piece of garbage that you'd like to put on the front of this thing?
I'm sure I could track one down.
Do you have a King Crimson or Tubular Bells B-side you'd like to?
Tubular Bells.
I actually don't know the Tubular Bells. It's just a really funny name for a band, so I like to say it as much as possible.
Yeah.
It is the punchline to most good jokes. What's wrong with your husband? He has tubular bells. He's not going to make it.
Yeah.
That just sounds very funny to me. How you doing, jerkass?
Oh, good. How are you doing? You had a good week?
Oh, just fine. Oh, by the way, everyone, welcome to Free Cheese. See, I did that properly. It's much better when I do it. People don't like your free cheese. It sounds too desperate when you do it. And I do it very cool and kind of relaxed.
I use the acapella welcome to Free Cheese, something like that.
Wow. That's so 1999, Nathan, or
yes, I know.
2006, or God knows. When is the last time we did this show?
Minus the pilot from last week. Is when we ended.
Oh my.
Yeah, 14 years ago. Well, when did you start your job full time?
Yeah,
because that's when it all changed.
That's right. I got to now. Did we burn out or did we fade away? We
faded away, I think, more or less, because we weren't sure. You were still going to try and make it work, I think. But as soon as you got your full-time job, then
So can we make a vow this time for whatever we're doing here that when we go out huge?
Yes.
Like murder-suicide huge. Like live streamed murder-suicide.
Sure.
I promise I will take the poisonous berries at the exact same time as you.
Okay.
We'll go out Katniss and Peeta style. Do you have any clue what I'm talking about here?
What, Socrates?
Oh my God. You had no clue, did you?
I was Socrates. He ate poison berries.
Katniss and Peeta. Do you know who those people are?
Who, Peeta? The people for the ethical treatment of animals?
Have you watched a movie or been involved with the media at all? It's the Hunger Games. These are the leads from the Hunger Games.
Oh, yeah. I try and forget the Hunger Games. I actually still have yet to watch part 2 of the last movie, which was divided into 2. I've watched part 1 and I just couldn't bring myself to finish it off.
It shows how not into Hunger Games you are that you watched the movies. A real Hunger Games fan doesn't even watch the movies.
I'm not reading those books. Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me, Nathan? Sorry, you're not opening your heart to a wonderful story. You're not sharing in the monoculture.
I was too busy reading Socrates, apparently.
I often forget how to cool hip.
Now, okay, so what was your opinion on the movie, though? Like, having read the books, obviously.
What part of this conversation where I said I didn't see the movie did you not understand?
Oh, I missed that part.
The part where
you didn't see the movies? Why not? Aren't you curious to see how they could bring that story to life?
There's no way that any actress, no matter how good, could make Katniss Everdeen come to life on screen. She's too rich and too wonderful.
You're saying she couldn't pull it off?
I'm saying J-Law could not pull it off. I'm sorry. I've
See-
seen Red Sparrow. Well, to say I've seen Red Sparrow, I have skipped through Red Sparrow to the nudie bits on Netflix.
Okay.
I will teach you how to watch Red Sparrow. It's
See, for me, like the movies were okay, but it just reminded me of a very pale imitation of the Japanese movie Battle Royale.
sorry.
That's
I was just going to say this is a classic Free Cheese where I tried to steer the conversation towards the nude shots of J-Law, and you steer
but
back
that's
to
not
making.
conversational.
No, it's not
What are you supposed
conversational.
to talk about? Where's that? Where? Okay, you discuss then.
Okay, well, sit down and get very comfortable.
Okay, all right.
You're right. It's not nearly as interesting as you showing off that you've seen Battle Royale.
No, but
What
I mean,
like
Battle
it-
Royale is kind of a classic now. It's like a cult classic,
it's
and
a
I think
cult.
they just did it better.
Yes, it's a cult classic to you and the 8 people in the cult who have seen it.
Well, and
Excuse
arguably the
me.
author of the Hunger Games.
What are you up to tonight, Nathan? Oh, well, I'll be reading Socrates and then watching the Hunger Games.
Exactly.
No, sorry,
Watching
watching foreign.
Watching a couple foreign films because I like reading. I like
without
reading
the
my
subtitles,
movies.
of course. I wouldn't dare do anything. I'll have a glass of Ovaltine and.
And I've
go to
only
bed
seen the
45.
Swedish versions of the girl who played with the dragon tattoo.
Did you say the girl who played with her dragon?
No, I was saying no. The girls who played with fire, and
Oh,
that's like the third one. So I had to recall.
the girl who played with fire is the second one, Nathan.
That's
The girl
the
who kicked
second
the
one.
hornet's nest is the third one.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
It's good to see that we've fallen back into the rhythms of this show of me being right.
Now, is it true or is it urban legend that the author wrote these books, dropped them off at the publisher, and then died under mysterious circumstances?
All I know is he did.
Yeah, okay, because it was the urban legend or whatever that he was mysteriously.
Why would you ask me instead of the internet that kind of question?
Well, I know.
Let me try one on you. Where are my keys?
I could step away and check Google, but
see, instead of you saying it's an urban legend and then seeing if I know more, you ask me the question, thereby designed to embarrass me by not knowing the answer. You're setting me up to fail, Nathan.
That's what you do all show long.
I do not have to set you up to fail. You fail, and then I
Okay.
comment on the failure. You're trying to make me fail to take me down to your level, and I'm not going to go there. I'm going to point out every time you do that. So I'm on to your tricks.
You're on
already.
to my
I'm on
my
to your.
cunning plan.
This is a good. Well, without your cunning plan. So last week, for those who are now listening, of course, because we have listeners out there.
I think we've already gone viral. Like this is
obviously we're already famous. To our 8 friends from University,
5.
we're still
We have 5 people who listen so far, but it's
No,
5 more than we did 2 weeks ago.
We have not 5 people who have listened to the show. We have 5 people who have watched the raw footage of last week's test episode that you threw on Facebook with probably
I didn't
little
throw it
to
on
no
Facebook.
anything.
I'm waiting until we got some stuff in the vault
I'm
before
sorry. I meant YouTube. Sorry, I'm saying Facebook because you distracted me earlier by showing me your fucked up Facebook page.
I'm telling
where you have like 8 viruses.
change is coming.
There's no change coming. Anyway, the point is that Nathan already released our very first episode online to critical acclaim.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't ask. Are there any comments on the YouTube page?
Yes, there is actually.
Oh, good. And what is the feedback on our first episode?
Let me just take a quick look here. The one comment says, "Wow, this sure is way badder and balderer than ever. Who needs post anyways?"
Oh, clever. Okay, so
Which is in
basically
reference to my fix it
your
in
new-
post commentary of last
your-
time.
Not commentary. It's your catchphrase. It's not commentary.
Catchphrase.
It's a catchphrase.
Sorry, yes, you're right. It's a
Where
catchphrase.
you
not
scream "fix it
commentary.
in post" every 3 seconds. Mr.
Well, it was very
Other.
necessary because you screwed up a lot. So,
And in what ways did I screw up? Tell me, Mr. Great Editor, what were my mistakes?
well, you have to watch the episode to find out
I won't
because you
remember.
haven't even watched the episode yet.
No, but I have not. But I won't even know what my mistakes were if you cut them out.
You recall you were there for the live taping.
Yes, but
You
what?
should-
I've all but forgotten. That was a week ago, Nathan.
It was a
and
whole
day.
week ago.
What were my big mistakes? Go ahead. I'm ready. Take it. I can take criticism. Bring it on. ahead.
Well, I'd have to rewatch the episode.
See,
I didn't take notes.
again, trying to set me up to fail, telling me I made mistakes and then not knowing what they were. If I edited the episode, I would know every mistake you would make. I would make a list, and that would be the topic of this week's show.
Yes, I know you would. All right. Well, I will take notes, and then we'll. Theme song was a bit below your standard.
Okay.
That one I can say.
Okay.
Was a little bit.
Did we did a theme song?
Well, you said, "Hey, I'll just sing a little theme song."
Oh, was it good?
And that's what I ended up using.
Okay. So you couldn't just get something shitty off Spotify and put that instead.
It's a pilot episode, right?
Yeah, the whole point of a pilot is the plane should still fly. A pilot episode is not taking a pilot and throwing him off a cliff. You put a plane there.
I was looking because one of the big things nowadays, especially, is copyright. If you put a song, like a recorded song, on there, we can't monetize this thing. So.
Oh no, my retirement plan. Nathan, I'm a teacher. I've got a big, fat old fuck off pension coming my way, assuming things don't go south for me. I don't care.
Yeah, so what I was looking for, and I did actually do this, is I was looking for songs that became public domain.
Okay, so what is
in 2020?
Is our theme song going to be Little Brown Jug or Who Put the Overalls in Mrs. Murphy's Chowder?
Well, most of the songs have to be created before 1924. So
oh, good. Well, nothing like a little pre-depression era jug music.
So we could use Buster Keaton's Sherlock Jr.
Right.
That one is
available.
Tell you
what. Hey, why don't we do this? Every episode is going to have a different before 1920s public domain song. Okay, done. That's the theme song. It's been decided. This is canon. You can't go back now.
There were some really bizarre songs like just the song titles back then were absolutely insane. Like the Chip Woman's Fortune.
Okay.
Like, okay.
Can you sing me a few bars of the Chip Woman's Fortune? No, I can't. So why bring it up if you can't go forward?
Well, no, I can put it. It could be our theme song. Who knows?
All right. Tune next week when the theme will 100% be the Chip Woman's Fortune. I promise you. This is us slowly struggling for a format of this thing.
Yes.
Because the old show, we had kind of a format. It was a radio show, so we had to play music. So it was really just talking until we got to the bands, and then yelling at each other. But I believe a large part of our old show was actually on air, going through CDs and deciding what to play. I think
some of these song titles are really worth noting.
Okay.
So one of them is called "Back to the Croajingolong."
Okay. Wait, are we going to start
Come
hitting
on,
ones?
Spark Plug.
Just before we keep going, how many of these are slightly racist or really racist?
Well,
how many is Watch Out for the Darkies, or what are we gonna hit here?
There's nothing that's obvious. There's one called Horsey, Keep Your Tail Up.
Okay.
I don't know if that sounds very suggestive. Maybe there's some innuendo in there. When it's nighttime in Italy, it's Wednesday over here.
Can we back up to Horsey, Keep Your Tail Up is sexually suggestive, only spoken by a man from Fergus. Hey, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, Horsey, lift that little tail for me.
Or I've got the Yes, We Have No Bananas blues. I didn't know there was.
Oh yeah, there were blues remixes.
There was blues remixes of Yes, We Have No Bananas.
Well, people realized it was a sad song in the end.
So I just thought some of those titles may be worth checking out.
Oh,
and hey, we can use them as we wish.
Done. We've committed to this now, Nathan. These are the theme songs. We're not going back on this bullshit. Oy. Well, one of the things I think we talked about as kind of a format is trying to actually have bits and ideas to move this show forward. I thought I have a good idea for the first one, because it actually demands something of you here. Because one thing that people are always stunned for the few people who listen to the show is that we have managed to stay friends, considering the way, the cruel and vicious way you treat me, and how kind I am to you, or but it's one or the other way
Maze,
around.
I stick around.
I'm trying to stay on brand here, you sack of shit. So what I thought I would do is to just make sure this is worth your while. I've gone online and I found a test here to see. It's called "Is Your BFF a True Friend?" So I wanted
All
to
right.
see, using the power of the internet, if I'm in fact a true friend to you. So I want to ask you some
Is this
questions.
how well I know you, and we get points based
No, no,
on
no, no, nothing like that.
matching
It's
answers? No.
God, no, no. We're not going nearly as scientific.
Okay.
I already know what I am to you. I'm curious the other way around. If so,
Okay.
so this is for you to figure out if I'm your friend or not. So I'm going to give you some questions, and I want you
All
to
right.
answer honestly. So, has your best friend ever? There's only like 8 questions,
Okay.
but it's a scientifically proven by allthetests.com as being a reliable quiz. Um, has your best friend ever, in the entire time you've been friends, called you a bitch?
Yes. True.
The options are no, once, tons of times.
Tons of times.
Yeah, I was gonna say that bitch is the bitch is the hardest word on this thing. I wish there was an other option for
Yeah, I know.
worse.
Jackass, jerk ass.
Jackass, jerkass, jackass. Name 10 others before we go on of
Yes.
horrible things I've called you today. All right, let's see. Here's the next one. How many fights would you say that you two have gotten into? 1 or 2, 10 or more, 20 or more, 50 or more, 100 or more?
Like
Now,
real fights. I don't know if we've ever had a
I don't
real
think we have
fight.
a real fight. So yes, it's you interpret it because
There was that time like you were wrestling me in fourth year and you threw me against the wall of VHS tapes which came tumbling down.
well, this
That
is
was like, and then
this
everyone came to my aid because they felt sorry for me and
yeah,
sat on
because
you until you
you
gave up.
were convinced. This was fourth year university when we would get drunk, which was daily, and
Yeah.
the subject would always come up with who could beat up who, and you got to remember that this is there's no athlete in this house. This is all just a bunch of computer nerds and theater geeks all trying to decide who could beat up who. But you were convinced because I was a fat, lazy piece of shit, and you did kind of exercise and eat healthy that you could beat me, forgetting that if 2 people can't fight, the only difference is who weighs more.
Yes,
And
that was
so,
it's
so
like me going up against a sumo wrestler.
and a couple of our dumb idiot friends believed you.
Yeah, they
We're
bet
sitting,
on me, which was
yeah,
awesome.
they were
But
sitting there going,
I appreciated their.
what's going on? And all I did was sit on you until you turned red. Well, I'm going to put 1 or 2 and say we don't really fight.
Yeah.
If the question was how often do I treat you like crap, which I guess was the last question, then that's all right. So
Yes.
we'll
All
go
right.
from there. All right. Do you know if she this is, by the way, for teenage girls, this quiz. Just
Okay.
for the
All
record.
right.
So where you keep the pronouns as is. Question 3, do you know if she talks about you behind your back? And the questions are, I'm always with her. So no. Yes. Her other friends tell me everything she says about me. She talks about that stuff in front of me. Or sometimes it's not a big deal.
I think you talk about that in front of me.
Okay, let's say that. Let's go with that. If that's what you believe, then let's go with that one because that
No, I
strengthens our
just don't
friendship.
think I cross your mind outside of the show once
God,
a
no.
week.
Even during this thing, I've already like faded 2 or
Exactly.
3 times.
I'm
More
half
just
expecting for you to say, "Sorry, who are you again?" at any
yeah.
moment here.
I'm sort of more spending time looking at my Zoom background of a guy slicing
Yeah, I know
slices
it
of
is very
cheese.
mesmerizing.
It is hypnotic. It's just the
It is
same,
very hypnotic.
but it's not like a
See,
long
I thought
stuff.
I
But it's
chose the Northern Lights to be hypnotic, but you totally
oh
outgunned
yeah.
me.
Oh, I'll always beat you. All right. Here's the one, and I'm actually quite curious about this one. Has she ever, so me,
Yes.
made you cry? No, once, or many times?
No.
Well, maybe we should.
Have I wanted to like punch
I,
you or something?
I,
Okay,
I
sure.
seem to recall a couple times me slightly breaking you. Not quite crying, but like
I
looking
don't.
like legitimately mad. Like,
Oh
do
yeah,
you
I've been mad for sure.
we're gonna change cry to actually angry because that's your version of crying. You turn all red and you're
Yes.
like, because when you're mad, it looks like a teenage girl crying.
Oh, it does,
So
does it? Okay.
like that time I drew on your face at that wedding where you
Yeah.
were
Well,
and
that's more of a biological thing though. Like if you let me sleep for a very short period of time, let's say within 15 minutes, and you wake me up, like immediately I'm really angry.
Oh, thank you for that information, Nathan. That will prove very useful
So,
anytime I'm ever sleeping in the same place as you again.
oh yeah, no, I'll fight you. I'll fight you. Absolutely.
All right. Well, I'm gonna put
So that's what
once.
happened there.
Okay, no once or always. So you don't want to say no? All
No.
right, I'll put no, and see that you don't really know yourself. Okay. Has she turned friends against you? No.
Yes.
One friend. Yes. No. Or yes. Yes. Oh yeah, I did, didn't I? When in Japan, right?
Oh yeah, many times.
Oh, I did then too. Okay, well let's do let's do that.
It's usually temporary, but
what were the other times? The time I remember is when you brought your 3 friends to stay at my place in Japan, and by the end of the night, me and all of them were trying to pick on you because they picked up on my vibe and sort of jumped on board. Especially one of them, who really leaned in with me, and we had a great time.
And also you and my one friend Greg bonded over Simpsons quotes.
Oh, that's right.
Where you quoted Simpsons at each other for 2 straight days. It was just.
It wasn't so much the number of days, is that because the 4 of you slept in my room, or the 3 of you slept in my room. So there were 4 of us crammed in one room, and me and Greg at 3 a.m. would wait for about 10 minutes of silence, and then someone would go, "My cat's breath smells like cat food."
Yeah, exactly.
And then you and your friend John, who did not care for The Simpsons as much, would scream something like, "Shut the fuck up!" And
basically.
And then Greg and I would giggle and wait 10 minutes, and the cycle would repeat.
Yeah.
And that's one of those nights I'm pretty sure I heard you cry. But yes, I have. What was the one you were thinking of? I'm curious.
Well, I'm just thinking in university.
Yeah.
Getting people to gang up on me or whatever.
That's true.
But it was usually a temporary thing.
Yeah.
And then they'd feel sorry for me, and then they'd start attacking you. But it wasn't just me. You manipulated everybody. You were the puppet master, creating alliances and breaking alliances and reversing friendships. And
this is the second story tonight that ended with, and then they all felt sorry for me.
Yes, it is.
Oh, you're so sad. All right. We're getting through this quiz here. Number 7. Has your friend ever stolen your boyfriend or crush? So have I ever stolen your lady?
No.
Yeah, okay, let's pretend that's true too. Well, I don't think I've stolen them, but I do, when we're together, make you seem like less of a prospect.
I guess so.
Because
it depends if you have that old jacket.
Well, yeah, I did have.
That was a secret of your success, man.
I got one girl with that jacket.
Well, that's still.
Yeah, I guess when you're batting a 0, one girl is success.
Yeah, I know.
No,
but
2.
You never let me have the jacket.
I had 2 girls.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I had 2 girls, and also like there were girls.
It was a magic jacket, and you never shared it.
There were girls you liked, and I was in your presence of much of the time. Like, what's her face from the newspaper, and the girl after the radio show after us. And I think that my presence made it more difficult, because they would see you at first and you seemed like a nice guy, and back then you had a little hair, and so they think maybe this was something, and then I would belittle you and treat you like garbage, and you wouldn't stick up for yourself.
You'd
and they would
be louder. It's like,
and unfortunately this story doesn't end with, and then they felt pity for me and fucked me. Stories don't go that way.
It was my tactic, but it failed.
What a tactic. The classic one. The one women all love. The pity the victim. So I'm so no then? Are we going with no? All right, I'll go with no. I've never stolen one straight out from you. No, because I did.
You had another friend steal one straight up. Yeah. But we won't go there.
Have you ever has she ever cursed at you?
Yes.
Yes.
Whatever's the most often choice there.
The 2 often ones are yes, and I curse right back, or yes, she says it's fun. I'm gonna go with the last one because it sounds the most abusive.
Okay.
Like, yes, you do curse back, but it doesn't affect me. It rolls off my back. All right, here we go. And finally, last one. Has she ever has she ever hurt you in any way? No, we're soul sisters. Yes, she's
mentally.
Yes, that yes, and
Emotionally, psychologically, or
yes,
physically?
all of the above.
All of the above. Aside from that one wrestling match, I think
Is it-
I did get a scratch from Jeff's VHS tapes tumbling up on top of my head, but
I think the last option, yes, she is always hurting me. So, I mean, pick whatever you want, you useless piece of shit. But
yeah, see, it's constant.
all right, well, I'm going
So
with
what's
that.
our score? Is this where we get points?
There's no R score. It tells me if I'm your friend or not.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
see. So I'm hitting test results. There's a red X.
Oh
It
boy.
says, well, she might be a true friend now, but you should definitely watch your back because anything could happen with this girl. So apparently I'm okay for now because I haven't stolen your man. But if she keeps treating you badly, you
God.
you better have a talk or you better have a talk or take a walk. So so there you go.
I constantly have to watch my back when you're around. That's just, but I think that's not just unique to me. So
Oh no, this is much crueler to you.
your vicious sarcasm and wit is spread far and wide.
I don't lump those two things together, sir.
Yes.
They don't often overlap or exist. Well, it's good that we've tested our friendship here, and we know, well, not ours.
Yeah.
How good I am to you.
Yeah, I guess.
I think we flip this. It would probably basically tell me that you're a great friend to me, and I treat you like a monster.
Yeah. That's our shtick.
That's our dynamic,
what we
basically.
do.
It's wait a second, I've just figured it out. You're trying to get me to pity you,
Yeah, I'm trying to get you to feel sorry for me.
and then maybe fuck
I've
you.
been
It
trying
depends
for
on
20
which.
years. I'm still holding out hope.
7 a.m. the usual morning lineup. Hide in the closet and cry till I'm out of tears. Obsessively read the news, then make my mind up. Cry again, and at 10 I'll drink 15 beers. And so I'll try to read, but I can't concentrate. My own mortality is what I contemplate. And then I'll cry some more, all while I masturbate. Just wondering, when will this torture end? Then after lunch I'll try to homeschool my daughter, only to realize that I cannot do math. Then I give up and I put on Harry Potter. Call my job, learn that Rob fired half of the staff, and then I'll take some pills. I don't care what they're for. I'll get some dizzy spells and end up on the floor, but I don't give a shit about it anymore. I've gone completely around the bend, and I'll keep vomiting and panicking and shuddering and wondering, when will this torture end? Tomorrow night will be the same. Just how did my life get so very lame? When will it end? Does anyone know? Time to start screaming into my pillow.
Welcome back to Free Cheese, the podcast. And Andrew and I had many in-depth discussions before we rebooted our program. And one of the things that we did want to do is make Free Cheese more topical and more current. And so we've been making some phone calls, sending some emails, looking to get some guests that are relevant to the times right now. And we're super proud. We managed to get a hold of the Quebec Premier, François Legault. And is that stream going live? We're just going to our production team over in Quebec.
It's two baguettes, Un moment. 2 baguettes and then 3 baguettes and then all the wine. Okay. Yes. For me and my 55 friends here. No. Can we have a few more chairs at this table? Yeah, more chairs hello. Sorry. I am, as you can
That's
see.
okay. We know you're a busy man. We appreciate you taking the time
It's okay.
to chat with us today.
I'm having a lovely lunch outside, of course, on this patio with 85 of my closest friends all crammed at this table. Would you like to come out? You can come down and do this show live with us, please. It would be nice.
Well, one day when
we can share a glass of wine.
When things have settled down, sure. I'm in quarantine right now, as are we all.
Mon Dieu, no. We are done with this in Quebec. We are finished. Things have settled. We are done. Life is go on. You know, there's a French expression. They say life is for the living, and now that there are so many fewer people living, we can get back to life. Huh? It's wonderful.
Okay, fair enough. Well, because I hear you're opening up the economy.
Oh, yes, of course. Everything is opened up. The cheese shops, the wine and cheese shops, the bread shops, the bread, wine, and cheese shops. It's all open. It's back. The party is back on. Eh?
But isn't it too soon?
Too soon, mon Dieu. You have such a repressed kind of English attitude of too soon. Some people say it is too soon to make love on the first date. Some people think it is too soon to make love halfway through the first date. I say you make love before the date even starts. Eh? So, you know, we are back in, mon Dieu. For me, I like to do everything right away. Like at breakfast time, I eat breakfast and I eat lunch and I eat dinner before I even leave the house, you know. So sometimes I will get up and have some bacon and some eggs and a sandwich and then a whole bowl of pasta. And then I will begin the day. Was that too soon? You repressed whatever you are, mon Dieu. Sacre bleu.
Well, I mean, I've heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, but your goal is to create some sort of herd immunity.
Yes, well, this is herd immunity. This is the key to the program, which is if you've heard about immunity, then you'll be okay. So you've heard about it now, so you're fine. You know,
okay.
I walk around and I say, have you heard of immunity? And they go, no. I say, well, now you have, and you're all right. So all we do is we get very close to each other, and then we get all within the mouth and we whisper in each other's ears, have you heard of immunity? And everyone's fine. It's okay, you know. And it's not too soon. It's time to have fun again. It's like, you know how some people think you have to wait a long time to make joke about things. I think it's time now. We can do even coronavirus joke, you know. I have like 8 already good minutes of funny material about coronavirus. You want to do coronavirus?
Can you give us an example then?
Oh yes, okay. Let's see. You say I say knock knock.
Who's there?
Coronavirus.
Coronavirus who?
I'm the coronavirus. I touch your doorknob. Now if you do, you will die. Huh? It's a good joke. It's edgy.
Okay.
You like it?
Sure.
It's funny.
It's pretty funny.
Yes. No. We are very excited about everything. Mon Dieu.
You're going right back to kissing each other on the cheeks and all that.
The cheeks. Oh, Dieu, what kind of a repressed weirdo are you? Mon Dieu, is very normal. No, we actually do. You know, we've talked about the kissing, so there is going to be the kissing restriction. So, as usual, we are back to the restriction are yes, you can of course on the tongue kiss your partner and your children and your grandparents and your cousins and your immediate family and your close friends and your not so close friends, but you may no longer tongue kiss your mailman. Okay, your homme du poste.
So there are still limits in place.
Well, I mean, you will of course be allowed to give him a hug and to whisper very quietly in his ear, you know, you were important to me, or thank you for your big package, which is part of my 8 minutes of corner joke. So you of course can do this for this man. And when you are done whisper, you put the tongue in the ear and just say like, this is, you know, my tongue to your ear is almost the same. So it's this, but no tongue kiss the mailman is very strict, and we have this is the rule. Huh? So we have this restriction. We have a few other restrictions, you know, like we have the mask. Still, we have the mask.
Okay.
But it's not your very repressive with the N95 mask. We have the N69 mask, which is it have a little flap at the front you open, so that when you can still do the 69 and the other funny position you see.
That sounds very practical.
Yeah. So it's good. It's good. We have fun. We are thinking of things. It's going to be all open. It's going to be a good time. Huh? You know,
and so you're opening up the schools, opening up
the schools,
businesses, everything.
Yes, the schools. It is it's going to be wonderful. We have the plan, you know, because the schools will be safe, because we think, okay, yeah, right. what do they say you have to keep the distance? How far is the distance?
6 feet.
Yeah. What do they say is like the distance of what?
A grown human.
Oh mon Dieu, you've not watched the fucking news or seen a sign? They say,
hockey stick? I don't
oui,
know.
mon Dieu. Of course, they said did you just hear this for the first time?
Yeah.
Mon Dieu. Yes, the hockey stick. It is all over everything. It is the length of hockey stick. So, what do all kids in Quebec have?
Hockey sticks?
Yeah, mon Dieu, you are very quick for.
Well, this is why I have the job that I have. I'm
exactly
trained professional.
Mon Dieu. So we tell every kid in the school, you come to school, you bring your own hockey stick, right? And then you wave the hockey stick around. And as long as every kid in the school is waving the hockey stick, and it's going to be fine. Nobody's going to bump into anybody. It's going to be good. It's going to be safe. And also with the corona, because we opened the school with still many people have the corona, then they learn the math. Because on the Monday, they have 5 teachers. And on Tuesday, 1 teacher died. They have 4 teachers. They learn subtraction. Is it 3 teacher, 2 teacher, 1, and no teacher, and then the last teacher quit. So
Okay.
they learn
right.
they learn the mathematics, and of course they learn the biology, and yeah, this is going to be good. It's very educational. So all things will work. And of course, you see behind me, we opens up the restaurant. It's good.
Well, there's something weird going on with your arm there. Are you okay?
Oh yes, I got a little of the corona, so my hand sometimes will just distance.
It looks kind of scary. I hope is that one of the new symptoms they've discovered?
Oh yes, it's like it affect the brain. Like maybe you're a person with podcast who, for some reason, talk about the video, like people give a shit. It's make you stupid, like maybe you. And of course, So we open up the restaurants too. Everything is open. Of course, with the restaurant, we don't have waiter anymore. Now you just the kitchen, make the meal, they throw it, and it land on your table.
Well, at least that maintains social distancing then, I guess.
It does. And the good thing is with French food, it don't matter what it look like, because all our food is like fucking poutine and tortilla. It's just a pile of meat and cheese, so nobody know. And then instead of the glass of wine, which could spread the germ, now every restaurant have bathtub full of wine in the middle. You bring your own straw. You see.
Wow.
So you only touch the straw, and the straw touch the tub, and the tub had the wine. So it's all good.
I'm very impressed with the innovation.
Oh, we're very innovative people. We're French. We invented innovation.
Are there any other restrictions at all?
No, not really. Everything is fine. I think, of course, with the baguette, you cannot hold the baguette anymore because you touch the baguette. So now you crack open the baguette and use the long baguette spoon to dip out the inside, which is a little, I run a baguette spoon business on the side, so it's no problem. Yes, other than that, the main thing that is important here, and this is the main thing, is that we get the children back out of the house. Because many of the parents are mad at the children for being in their house all the time,
sure.
Causing the trouble, or eating all my fucking Neapolitan ice cream, or changing my Netflix things, or causing all sorts of trouble, or walking around going, "Hey, Francois, play with me." Really annoying shit. Like all parents said, this is the problem. So this is why we lift the restrictions mostly, is to get the kids the fuck out of the house. Anyway, I have to go.
Okay, well, thank you so much for spending some time with us. We know your time's so valuable.
Now, would you like to kiss on the tongue before we go, please?
No, it's okay. Thank you.
No, come. I'm going to put my tongue to this camera. I'm just going to you feel the corona. Okay. Au revoir, mon ami.
All right. Thank you so much.
Au revoir.
And that was the Premier of Quebec, Francois Legault. And we're going to head for another musical break, and we'll be right back.
Wait, Nathan.
What?
It's me. I'm coming back.
You're back?
Hold on.
You're not in Quebec, are you?
Hey.
You stepped away.
No,
we just interviewed the Premier of Quebec.
Oh, I went to the bathroom for like 5 fucking minutes. You did the interview with the Premier without me?
Well, he was available. I had to, make the most of it.
I guess. Did you see the streets of Quebec on your little video screen?
The streets of Quebec? Well, I saw one street of Quebec.
Oh, excellent. Was it daytime on that screen?
Yeah. Yes. Well,
like where you are.
I was a bit surprised at that, but everything seems to be,
What's really
Everything otherwise seems to be fine, but you know, I know they're in a different time zone. Maybe it's
you know,
moving there already.
what's really funny is now I'm talking about the video.
Yeah, you're talking about the visuals.
I came back.
We
I'm
make
like,
it on YouTube or not at all.
well, welcome to Not at All, Mr. Dream of monetizing this show like a fucking moron. Well, hey, before we finish free cheesing for the evening, I have this time again. I've prepared a game for you.
Oh well, yeah, that's very thoughtful of you.
No, I tell you, I come with material, baby.
Sweet.
We're experimenting with different material for this
Absolutely.
week's show. So I thought as a challenge for you, I was of course doing what I usually do once a week, which is Googling Nicolas Cage to see what he's up to.
Well, I wasn't there to see Mandy. Mandy's his last film, isn't it?
No, there's Nathan. Have you been on Nicolas Cage's IMDb? He does
No.
like 8 movies a year.
Well,
And 8 of them go to straight to DVD now. Nicolas Cage is the new king of straight to DVD. Do you know how many movies he has that you haven't seen? By the way, the movie you need to see is Color Out of Space, which was his last.
that is one. I've read the short story, and it's a great short story. So
the
saw
movie-
the previews. It looked cool.
The movie it's fucking nuts. It's great.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple. It's just kind of gross and nasty, but it's super fun. You should use. But he's done between those 2 movies like 10 other movies.
Oh
He
wow.
does-
Okay.
And so what I thought I would do for a little challenge with you is that
Yes.
I'm going to read the title and the description of a movie. And I want you to tell me if this is a movie Nicolas Cage was in or a movie I made up.
Okay. Sure.
Okay.
That sounds good.
So this is called Cage or No Cage, or I don't know. We need a better title. Come up with a pun about Cage by the time this thing's done. That's the one I should have known.
All right, we'll work on it.
All right, Cage Fight. Let's call it
Cage Fight. All
Cage
right.
Fight. There we go. That was pretty good for just coming.
That's okay
just now.
for off the top of your head, but
Oh, pardon fucking me. You come up with something better. I'll give you.
I'm working on it.
I will give you a
The
week.
hamster's on the wheel.
I will your dead one-legged hamster on your wheel. I'm going to give you a week to come up with something better than Cage
Okay, all
Fight,
right.
because we're going to do this segment every week. All right.
All right.
So I'm going to read you a title and a description, and I want you to think: is this a movie that actually exists in the world with Nicolas Cage,
True or false?
or not, or is it one that I created? Okay. The first one is called Jiu-Jitsu. Every 6 years, an ancient order of expert jiu-jitsu fighters faces a fearsome alien invasion for a battle for Earth. When war hero and master jiu-jitsu fighter Jake Barnes refuses to face Brax, the indomitable leader of the invaders, the future of humanity hangs in the balance.
I'm going to say that's false. That's one you made up.
That is a Nicolas Cage movie.
Oh my gosh.
It is.
Okay.
It is. Now, to be fair, it is not out yet. It has just completed production and will be
Okay.
out soon. But
straight to video?
all of these go video.
Okay.
Sorry,
Straight
what's
to
that? Great grandpa? No, it's going
straight to
8-track.
streaming. Where do
Jesus.
these things stream?
It's everywhere, baby.
Okay.
They're
All right.
somewhere. I don't know. Grizzledump.com. Who knows? All right. Are you ready for your next one?
I'm ready for the next
All right,
one.
here we go. This one's called Mom and Dad. A teenage girl and her little brother try to survive a wild 24 hours during which a mass hysteria of unknown origin causes parents to turn violent against their own children.
That's true.
Oh, it is very much true.
Yes.
From the
that's
people
an
who brought
actual
you
movie.
from the people who brought you Crank.
Oh, really?
That's right. All
Crank
right.
was kind of fun, but
Oh, Crank
I
2.
can't believe
Crank,
they made a sequel, though. It did not need a sequel.
Did you see the sequel?
Yes, it was not that good.
It was exhausting.
It was exhausting. It
But-
was like they loved the idea and they had to turn it up to 11 in order to.
No, Crank was literally Crank to 11. Crank 2 was at 110.
Yeah, I know.
It was a bit of hot nonsense, but I have affection for Crank 2.
Yeah.
Because why not?
Well, yeah. You
why
don't
not?
go into it expecting,
No.
great things.
All right, here we go. Next
Crank
one.
3 would be great with Nicolas Cage, though, just as a quick side note.
Oh, everything would be better with Nicolas Cage.
All right.
I'm desperately disappointed he's not in the latest Ghostbusters reboot,
Oh,
remake, resequeling. The new Ghostbusters, the one without jokes.
yes,
apparently.
the one that takes it all so seriously.
The one that has a deathly serious trailer, which may actually be the way to go, because I'm like, you might as well switch genres at this point because you're out of
Yeah.
funny jokes. So, all right, this one is called Army of One. After a personal visit by God himself, played by, oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Let me try that again.
Yeah.
Fix that in edit.
I'll fix that in post.
Yeah, I'll fix you in post. After a personal visit by God himself, played by Russell Brand, the eccentric construction worker, Nicolas Cage, takes the decision to embark on an adventure into the Badlands of Pakistan to bring Al-Qaeda's leader Osama bin Laden to justice with his bare hands.
That's one you made up.
That is not one I made up.
Oh,
Army of
really?
One. Look it up.
Oh, wow. Okay.
There's a trailer out there. By the way, for everybody listening now, these are all hot recommendations for people. There you go.
How many of these have you seen?
I have seen none of these, but I will, baby.
All right.
All right, here we go. Next one. Next one's called Pig. A truffle hunter who lives alone in the Oregonian wilderness must return to his past in Portland to search for his beloved foraging pig after it is kidnapped.
That one's true.
That one is true.
Yes.
It is currently in post-production. Should be out by the end of this podcast.
Wow.
All right, here we go. Next one. It's called Wally's Wonderland. A quiet drifter is tricked into a janitorial job at a now condemned Wally's Wonderland. The mundane task suddenly becomes an all-out fight for survival against wave after wave of demonic animatronics.
That has got to be true.
That is totally true.
Yes, that one's got to be true.
Have you picked up on a theme of this game?
They're all true.
Yes.
Yes. See, I thought you'd lead with a fake one, and then
No.
Wow.
All right, moving on.
Yes.
The Last Gasp. A disgraced police officer seeks redemption, stalking a serial killer with a rather unique way of doing away with his victim. Poison farts.
True?
No, but I was good to see that I could finally trick you. See how I set you up by making absolutely sure you thought that they were all going to be true before I threw the false one at you. But I think my idea has legs.
See, the thing is, any one of those could have been fake. It's really tough to tell.
Any one of them could have been true, and that's the joy of later career Nicolas Cage. Anything is possible.
Oh God.
What of the Nicolas Cage performances, and maybe this is our homework for next lesson.
Yes.
Next lesson. What the fuck? I've been
Next
doing so
lesson.
many.
You're thinking Community. You're
No,
thinking Abed.
No.
Going to that class. Nick
Nope.
Cage.
Nathan.
They're great.
Simpler, Nathan. I'm a teacher. I talk online all day. Where do you think this is going to be? Lordy, you jump right to the most complicated conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
No. Merely, this is our homework for next week, is to pick your top 3 most Nicolas Cage performances, unless you can do it off the top of your head right now.
What am I thinking?
It's a 3-way tie between Ghost Rider 2 Spirit of Vengeance, Ghost Rider, and then Ghost Rider 2 Spirit of Vengeance again.
Ghost Rider was definitely on my mind.
Oh,
what's the one where he's slowly turning into a vampire or whatever?
That's Vampire's Kiss, maybe one of the greatest movies of all time. By the way, if you're listening to this podcast and you want true entertainment, type Nicolas Cage Vampire's Kiss Alphabet into YouTube.
Okay.
Have you seen the movie? Do you know how?
I'd say it was years ago, but yeah.
Well, there's a scene in Vampire's Kiss where he goes to a psychiatrist and he recites the entire alphabet.
Oh, yes, I've seen that scene.
I may, if I ever have to audition for anything again in my life, I'll be doing that as my audition piece. I'm Andrew Patterson. I'll be reading for the role of Willie Loman, and for my audition, I will be doing Nicolas Cage's alphabet speech from Vampire's Kiss. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's the greatest. It may be the greatest thing I've ever seen. So there's Mr. Patterson's homework for Free Cheese listeners. Vampire's Kiss. Watch that clip and then email me your thank yous later.
Yes. Okay.
Do you have any homework for the listeners before we say goodbye to
Well,
number 2?
you know,
/number 1?
maybe if people could send us their, you know, the best example of, you know, Nicolas Cage's, I don't know, uniqueness. I don't know what to call it exactly.
You just call it Nicolas Caging. He's going full Cage. What is the best full Cage scene or performance or any full Cage? But more importantly, Nathan, what we should ask people to do is make sure to rate, view, subscribe. I don't know, whatever thing we have going on.
Yes. We're definitely on YouTube. That's definite. I'm still
so sorry.
I'm still waiting for my partner in crime here to set up the podcast part.
I'm waiting until we have something worth podcasting.
Right.
I'm not like you who are like, hey, I have 7
You might
seconds.
be waiting a long time.
You send it to me, I'll edit it. I don't trust you.
Okay.
You send me the footage, I'll splice in the music. How's that?
Yes.
We'll both edit episodes and we'll see which one's better, and we'll put out both, and then we'll ask people to vote. How's that?
And actually, it's really funny. So I was gonna give everyone our email address, but I'm not sure what it is. I think it's freecheesethepodcast@gmail.com.
Oh my God.
Quote me on that.
But I guarantee you, I have not quoted you my entire life. This is the guy off air that basically gave a speech about how coronavirus is basically the flu. I'll come back with plenty of medical evidence next week to point out how Nathan's full of crap.
We'll do that.
But well organized, Nathan. Well done. Good.
Yes. So what? You know, give it a try anyway. Free Cheese the podcast.
In the video version, Nathan will have the email address flashing at the bottom.
Yeah,
of the screen.
I'll put it at the bottom of the screen. I'll fix it in post.
There you go. Fix it in fucking post. All right.
Anyway, we should sign off here while the getting's good.
All right. Well, then I've been Andrew Patterson.
I've been Nathan Lee.
And this has been
Free Cheese.
Oh my God! You weren't even ready.
I said it.
No, but I was starting, and you were just sitting there looking stunned.
No, I was right on it.
You're ready to go.
Watching.
So I doubted you. All right. Shall we take a take 2 of this?
Here we go. Ready? One more time. We can do this.
Wait. Let me get us ready. How 3, 2. I'm Andrew Patterson.
I'm Nathan Lee.
And this has been Free Cheese. Oh my God, you were late on it.
No, I wasn't. I was right on time.
You were not.
There must be a delay on the video.
Okay.
All right.
Well then, did it sound like it was happening at the same time on your end?
It did.
Okay, well then, never mind. We'll do it one last time. I'll just assume we're coming in together on your side.
Yes.
All right. I'm Andrew Patterson.
I'm Nathan Lee.
And this has been
Free Cheese.
There, I waited a little longer to see.
I noticed that just to throw off my timing, make it look bad. There you go, sabotaging me again.
You suck, Nathan. All right, I'm gonna go lick a toilet or whatever one does.
See you later, jerk ass.
All right, go fuck yourself.
Wash our hands often to our elbows. These are the things we know. If people want to wear a mask, that is okay. These are the things we know. That prevents you from speaking moistly. Keep 2 meters apart. Speaking moistly. Keep 2 meters apart. Speaking moistly. I am not a medical expert. These are the things we know. Keep 2 meters apart. What I have heard from medical experts. These are the things we know that prevent you from speaking moistly. Keep 2 meters apart. Speaking moistly. speaking moistly. Keep 2 meters apart, speaking moistly. Speaking moistly. Keep 2 meters apart, speaking moistly. Speaking moistly. Keep 2 meters apart, speaking moistly.